Live. We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. John Lavenia is here with some awesome co-hosts. I'm excited about what we're going to be covering today here with our weekly, regularly scheduled Extreme Team Mastermind. What are we going to be talking about tonight? Tonight, we're going to be talking about getting free leads for your business, whether you're doing business with us, or you've got another business, or you dream about having a business, or you'd like to promote anything, whether it's a band, right? I've been in the music business, or it's your books, right? I'm an author. I'm just using examples that come up for me. Or it's anything where you'd like to drive traffic for the purpose of Carla needs to mute her replay.
I did it.
Naughty. Okay, so anything where you'd like to drive traffic to a website where the purpose of that website is to capture leads. So we're talking about the end result that we're looking for is that someone opts into your list and says, yeah, I'd like some more information about that. I think you're cool, at least cool enough to exchange my email address for some communication from you, and that's how the relationship starts. We're going to be talking tonight about starting that relationship on YouTube, which is, at this point, the second largest search engine in the world, even though it's a video hosting site. It's a Google subsidiary, Google being the biggest search engine in the world, YouTube being their subsidiary, and bigger than Bing and Yahoo. So at this point, it qualifies as the second biggest search engine in the world. And when you're successful with YouTube, you're also successful with Google, Bing, and Yahoo. Okay, so we're talking about getting fresh traffic based on content. There's an old saying, content is king. Well, that's only the case if people know who the king is, right? So we've got to put out a red carpet so people can find the king. That being said, I do have Mr. Professor Dr. Don Silver and his lovely wife, Carla, and of course, the legend, Elena Fraga, in English and Spanish. I'm sure her lower third says English and Spanish down below because everybody needs to know she speaks Spanglish. Okay, so we're going to be talking about three different things tonight. We want to give you three takeaways tonight. Number one is going to be content. Like, what do you say? How do you say it? Number two is going to be optimization. How do you get people to find it? Number three is going to be some production tips. How do you make sure that people can understand, hear, and see? It doesn't come out like crap. Okay, that's where I come in, as I know a lot about production, and it's not a big heavy-duty tech thing. Okay, but you want people to enjoy the viewing experience. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. I've seen a lot of really friggin' awful videos that could have been so much better if people just knew a little tiny bit about production. So that's what I'm going to give you tonight. That being said, income disclosures. We do have a business opportunity. If you actually want to take any of these ideas and use them to make money, there's a yellow button down below where you can click and participate and make 100% commissions on the sale of products that will help people earn money online. We have a Make Money Online business with a company called Empower Network, paid out over $100 million in commissions so far. So apparently it works. It works really nice. You're welcome to participate if you like. That being said, our income disclosure applies. Results are not guaranteed. Success requires thought, effort, right? So those sort of things. Income's not typical or guaranteed. We do have an income disclosure statement button down below if you'd like to participate with us and want to make sure that it's not a lottery or get-rich-quick scheme or something like that. You would want to go ahead and see that. Who would like to be first? Any opening comments, or should we just jump right into our topic for tonight? Oh, and we do have a chat roll down below. So if you do have questions, that's where to type them in the chat roll, which we will be looking at. Whoever's not talking will be looking at the chat roll. So I'm going to pass it over to whoever would like it first. We got three topics: content, optimization, production. Who would like to start?
Let me take a shot, and before the topics, throw in a word about confidence, because I think confidence is also an important factor in making a video. Speaking like you know what you're talking about, like you have the confidence to know where you're going to go and know what you want to say and be inviting to other people. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to the Carla.
No, actually, it's not me at this point. It's Elena's going to talk.
Oh, it's Elena. Ooh.
Yeah, it's Elena.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will teach you guys and gals something about videos, right? I learned these things when I first came in the industry, when I was brand new. I didn't even know what Google was. I mean, total ignorance on the subject. But I saw some people in the industry that were having killer results with videos. So I figure if they're having good results with video, I might as well just try the thing, right? So basically, creating videos is very, very easy. And it's something that is going to help you not only generating the leads that you want to create for your business, for your lead capture page, but it's also going to help you with your conversions. So it has a two-way, kind of, benefits for you. And so I remember at that time when I first started in the industry, I tried it, and it was so, so good that by my second month or third month, I don't remember, I made $28,000 with just videos alone for that month. So it is really, really exciting. And obviously, these incomes vary. That was another opportunity. That was the first company that I was in. Although I have to say that here in Empower, I have made more. But still, I still have to say the income disclaimer. So in any case, how I typically start a video, usually videos, you want to make them short, preferably, right? Because people have very short attention span. So you create a short video, start with something really sharp, like get their attention somehow in the first 3-4 seconds when you start a video. So think of something that really gets people's attention, right? And right after, you give them a teaser so that they stay the whole video. You say, hey, you want to stay here until the end of the video because I'm going to show you this, this, and that. And at the end, I have something special for you. Or I have, I'm going to show you something at the end that is really going to help you with this. So set this expectation since the very beginning so that people watch the whole video, okay? And there is a strategy for that. You want to do it because the more people stay in your videos, for Google, you are more relevant. So you definitely want to say that at the beginning. And then right after, you go into content. So what is it really that you have to offer to the marketplace? I'm sure you have something, right? Especially if you're here. You can show little snippets of what you learn on the training calls. Maybe you want to teach something that you learn on a 15K per month formula, or that you learn on the master's course. So it is really, really easy to create something short, to the point. Maybe you do a 1 million, a 1,000,000-minute mastermind or something, and get a better name than that. But something short, to the point, and something where at the end, you can tell people for a full scope about this subject. Make sure you go to my website, which is right here below this video, or make sure you subscribe to my channel, or make sure you go to such and such website. You really want to, at the end, create, give the next step for people to take. So basically, generally, that's what I do with videos. I do a lot of, Google Hangouts as well. Google, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, really helps you when you do a Hangout on air. It really helps you, and we will talk about that conversation later on today. So stay until the end because we have nuggets for you, and at the end we have something special to show you. I'm just, pretending. So with that, as far as content, guys, super important. Choose. What's your target market? Who do you want to attract? What keywords are you going to use in your videos, right? We are going to talk about that. But certainly, as John Lavenia was saying before, right, and he's a master in videos, he was saying before that you always start with the end in mind. So if in the end, people are going to go to a website that talks about making income from home, right, or maybe learn how to market, how to do online marketing for any business or whatever it is. Make sure your content is related to that content that you have on your website, and that will ensure that you're really going to have really high conversions. So I'm going to stop here for now, right, Carla? And I'm going to give you guys Super Carla. She's going to talk about the technicalities, because the strategies really can can help you make a lot of money. So, Carla, I'm gonna pass it the baton to you, as you guys say.
Gracias, amiga. And you know what? I have to say, I am totally honored to be talking about the keyword and the optimization part, because I'm really a rookie when it comes to this. Elena, you made a ton of money through video marketing, and you could probably teach me a thing or two. So if I share something you say, oh, no, that doesn't work, please let me know. But I'm going to share what I learned in my training, and I just decided to implement this in my business just a couple of weeks ago, and I studied what some of the masters have done, and I've studied some of the content of our own training. So this isn't anything that you cannot find in our own training. I'm just going to be teaching a little piece of it to you guys tonight. And also I'm honored because John, he's like the king of video. So I'm really excited, because here's what excites me. Couple of things. First of all, this is basically free advertising. If you dedicate yourself to making videos, and you don't even have to be on camera, right? It doesn't matter. You can do PowerPoint presentations on your desktop, and you can record it with a free service like Jing or whatever, or Skype or whatever. You can actually generate and make a ton of, as a matter of fact, income disclosure. I was going through our training, and there's a gentleman that has made almost $200,000 here at Empower Network simply through doing the things that I'm going to teach you tonight. Again, I'm not promising you anything, but when I saw that as I was going through the training, I'm like, maybe I want to do that too. So the cool thing is that once you have done what I'm going to train you to do, what I've done, and I'm going to show you my exact results tonight, it's like your work keeps working for you over and over and over and over again, right? You do this once, and you continually generate leads until somehow, someday, it could be next week, it could be 3 years from now, that your video might fall off page 1, 2, or 3, or might fall off where you've put it. So, like Elena said, and please take notes, because this needs to be followed exactly, and I'm going to show you exactly, and we're going to go to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So take some notes, because you're going to want to implement this in your business. Believe me, you're going to want to. So first of all, like Elena said, like John said, keep the end in mind. So that means knowing who your target market and knowing what your video is going to be about, and that means using keywords. Now, how do I find keywords? Well, the very first place I look is in my brain. I'll be thinking of stuff, and I'll be thinking, oh, like, you know, what about baby boomers that want a second career? Well, that's what's called a long tail keyword. Maybe you might want to record a video about that. Maybe you're a realtor and you want to say slumlords in Santa Monica or whatever, right? So I'm constantly thinking up ideas for videos, and you can just sit down one afternoon. As a matter of fact, I can show you here evidence. I don't know if you can see this, but here's my Wednesday list, and on here is brainstorm research ideas for videos. So the first place I go is just my own creativity. The second place I go, and this is just, I don't go, honestly, I don't use the Google AdWords tool. I'll just go to Google, and I'll Google baby boomers second career and with quotes around it. So it's exactly that search result. And if it doesn't have 5 bazillion search results, I mean, this is really the technical way of doing things, guys, right? If it doesn't have a 5 bazillion search results, then I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe that would be a good resource for that. Now, in your training, in the Empower Network training, there's all kinds of training on how to use various tools, and the Google keyword tool, and a tool called Market Samurai. And if you want to get that complicated, you can do that. But honestly, oh no, it's called Video Ninja. It doesn't matter. Really, just use your noggin, right? It's more important to get it done and get it up there so it begins working for you than to get all complicated. And I mean, you can make everything complicated, right? So just use your imagination, and then decide what your keywords are before you make the video, right? Because you're going to want to use them in your video. and you're going to want to use them in your title. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make the video. Using exactly what Elena said. Hey, it's Carla Silver, and I'm really glad you could watch my video today. I'm going to teach you 3 things about making videos. If you hang in there, I'm going to give you a reward at the end. And you guys can do that pretty easily. You can do that on any topic. The second thing you're going to want to do, like I just make my videos typically on this very, very complicated device, my phone. Anybody that has a smartphone can make a video on this complicated device. So I'll make the video, and then I name it on my phone, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. So here's the first rule. Name your video before you upload it using the keyword that you want to be optimized for, that you want people to find you, right? Here's some tips. If you use the keyword twice, that is double. That's great. And if you use a date in the keyword title, that's even better. So let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example that I used, and maybe we'll just use it. I did a video a long time ago called I Hate Prospecting, because guess what? I hate prospecting. So I thought last week that I'm just going to use this old video that's sitting here on my phone, really bad production value, and I was going to upload it. My keyword was going to be I hate prospecting. So I named it on my phone, uploaded it to YouTube. There it was on YouTube, and I'll show it to you. And actually, this might be easier if instead of me describing what I did, why don't I show you what I did? So let me share my screen. Guys, tell me if you can see YouTube.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, here's my channel on YouTube. It's not so beautiful. One of the things before you do anything is make sure you go to your About section and complete your About section about you, so that Google recognizes you, so that you have your own description in there. You're a real human being. That actually, from what I understand from my training, really helps Google recognize you, and it also associates you with your Google Plus account, etc. So here's what I did. I had this really crappy video called I Hate Prospecting. I'll show it to you here. I uploaded it to YouTube, and I'm just going to shut this off. Now, notice I made this a long time ago. My hair is longer, and John's probably laughing because I made it holding my phone the incorrect way. So this is really bad production value, just so you know. But I don't care. I just wanted to get it done, and I wanted to see what kind of results I could get. So I named my video I Hate Prospecting. Now, an even better name would have been I Hate Prospecting, and I bet you say I hate prospecting too. So I know that's long and kind of crazy, but because I included the keyword I hate prospecting twice, Google seems to like that. Also, if I had said maybe I hate prospecting 2014, for some reason right now on Google right now or YouTube right now, the search engines like that. But all I did was say I hate prospecting. Let me see if there's anything else I want to include. Okay, so just so you know, crazy nonsense names and interesting stuff, some kind of shocking titles are usually really good too. They're not totally my style, but you can be kind of edgy, and I'll show you where you can be edgy in your tags when I get to it. So I've uploaded this video. The next thing you're going to want to do is click on, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to click on this little pen which is called Info and Settings. And you can watch this in the rerun guide because you're going to want to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Then you're going to write a description. The description goes in this area here where this box is. I'm sorry, I cannot make it any bigger. The very first thing you're going to want to do in this box is put the URL where you want somebody to click. And it must be the entire URL. Should I make this bigger? Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah, we can see it okay. I know on a Mac you can hit Command plus.
I can make it bigger. So hold on. Let me just make it a little bit bigger.
You
Okay,
got it.
there. Okay, so I'm in basic info, and I put my URL in there first. And just because this was an experiment that I started a week ago, I made a page, and this is kind of advanced, so if you're don't worry about it, but I wanted a pure experiment. So I made a page that was just for this video. So I have the URL where I want people to end up, and then I write about 300 to 400 word description. Hey, doesn't that sound familiar? Kind of like a blog post, right? Now here's the rules. Do not do what's called keyword loading in your description. That means you're not going to want to say, I hate prospecting. If you're watching this video, you hate prospecting, and I hate prospecting, and da-da-da-da-da, and I hate prospecting, I hate prospecting, I hate prospecting. You'll actually get demoted, I suppose is the word for that. So in your post, and hint, hint, blog post here, you're going to want, the rule is to have your keyword once for about every 100 words. Okay? And you don't have to write you don't have to write 400 words. That's actually not that hard. It's not that much. But you're writing blog posts anyway, so you might as well have videos and blogs and they're all together, and you can repurpose that content. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So you finish with, you put your URL in there, just to go over that again. You write your post, which I wrote my post here, and then you're going to do what's called tagging. And that's just writing in here. You just go into this area here where it says tags. I don't know if you can see where I am. I don't have a highlighter. I flippin' hate prospecting. And you just put 8 or 9 to 10 different tags. So I wrote, I hate prospecting, and then I pressed return. Carla Silver prospecting, hate prospecting, prospecting, sales prospecting, home-based business prospecting, Carla Silver lifestyle design, I flippin' hate prospecting, prospecting sucks. There's where you can be edgy, right? And these help your video show up in search results, not just on YouTube, but Google, Yahoo, Bing, Facebook, not Facebook, all over the web. And it helps optimize, it lets YouTube and Google and all the other search engines know what your video is about. This is actually the biggest thing that people forget to do, is they forget, and I can't highlight it, they forget to tag their videos. And this is an essential step in helping your videos get found online, right? You can make videos all day long, like I have hundreds of videos, but unless somebody finds them on my blog or my YouTube channel, or randomly, maybe I've been lucky, right, until now that I've learned how to do this, they wouldn't necessarily ever see them. So this helps the search engines find and assign where they should deliver your video as a result. The next thing that you should do, that was the third, tag your videos. That was the fourth, excuse me, tag your videos. The next thing you're going to want to do, and this is extra cool training, is click on Advanced Settings. And then you're going to, I ignore all of this, just ignore all of this, but right now on Google, if you select the category of news and politics, for some reason that's helping right now, so I put all my videos now that I'm doing this on news and politics, and then I hit recording date. I don't know if you can see this. Recording date, and then I just hit today, and I'm not going to hit it again because I don't want to change the date. So at that point, your video's all done on YouTube, right? It's all done on YouTube, but you want to, at this point, it's kind of, you've now birthed your video, right? At this point now, you want to give it a birth certificate, right? So how do you help the search engines find your videos? So what I did is I went to a website called Pingler. Oops. There's a lot of ways to do this, but this is a free service that you can use, a website called Pingler, and then all I did was put my keyword title in here, I hate prospecting. Sorry, this website's making noise, so I'm going to click off of it. It's pingler.com. It's very easy to use, super easy, and it's self-explanatory on how to use it. You put your keyword in there, and then you put your video URL, and you hit send, and it actually sends it to a bunch of different websites for free, posts it up on the web, and you've begun distributing your video. Now, where else might you want to distribute your video? Well, there's clear, wonderful places to do it. First place is Facebook, right? So you're going to want to upload your video to Facebook, and I'll go back to the Hangout. You're going to want to upload your video to Facebook, and then just copy your description. Then you'll go over to LinkedIn and post your description with a link to your video. Maybe you link to your video on your blog. Then you'll go over to Google+, and this is really important. Post your video there, also with your description, blog post, right? And then Google+ and YouTube are like brother and sister, right? So I'll show you the results in a second. And then tweet about it. That's all I do. There's other services that you can use called Traffic Geyser, Market Samurai, and Tribe Pro, but all three of those are tools that require cash. But if this is the way you're going to generate leads and you're only going to do video, it's totally worth the investment. But right now, I'm just teaching you what I did for free. So that's what I did. Let's look at the results, huh? Let's look and see what happened as a result of me following the directions in our training. So let's go to Google here. Just double checking you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Awesome. I hate prospecting. Boy, do I hate prospecting. There is my Google Plus and my Google Plus post. I hate prospecting. Let's see if I'm anywhere else here on the front page of Google. If you hit videos, I am right there. My crappy video. Oh, I'm there again. It got distributed through a website called Dailymotion too. If we go to Bing, let's stop doing caps. Let's go. I hate prospecting. A few people have done that. Carla Silver, YouTube number 2. Right here is another one. This crappy video. Here's another one. So on Bing, I'm number 2. I'm in the video section, and I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 search result. I hate prospecting. Let's see if it's anywhere else here. Nope. Let's go see where I am on Yahoo.com. Now, oh, we want to go here. Okay, so I hate prospecting. Come on. Acting. I hate prospecting. There I am. Let's see. There I am at number 2. There I am in video results, of course. Let's see. Dailymotion again. There it is. I don't know if there are any other ones. So look at that. Now, these are going to stay up there I don't know how long, and I also don't think that many people necessarily Google I hate prospecting, right? I just happened to have made this video that said I hate prospecting, and I thought it was a perfect way to experiment. So those are the search results, but what are my results, right? So I told you that I made a standalone opt-in page for this particular video. So it's been up for a week, just over a week. Lead pages, it's right here, guys. Let's see if you can see it. I've had 35 people visit that page, and I've done 13 leads. So that's just one video. What if I committed to making a video a day, which I've done, right? What if I sit down and I brainstorm 30 different ideas for videos over the next 30 days? What if I did that, right? Oh, you can see me now. So what if I brainstorm that and just knock them out day after day after day? Now this might sound like a little complicated, this six steps, but it really isn't. Once you've done it one time or 2 times, It's real simple to do. The only time-consuming thing that there is the few minutes it takes dreaming up the idea for your video, and then the other part is writing a blog post, which we're doing anyway. So you might as well cut a video that's in alignment with your blog post. And there are ideas out the wazoo. We could have a whole Wednesday night team hangout on ideas for blog posts and videos. So I'm going to hand, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm just stoked about this particular way of advertising my business for all of the reasons that I just went through, but even more so, I've heard this many, many times, but as you all know, I've said this before, picture is worth 1,000 words, a video must be worth millions, right? And those videos, once they're done and they're up there and they're working for you, they work for you 24/7, making sales, well, like we said in our email tonight, making YouTube make sales for us while we're off enjoying our family and doing the things that we came here for and to have time freedom. So, John, you're going to talk about production value, and I think that we've been joined by somebody else too. So welcome, Tony. Come on out, John.
Yeah, excellent. You know, couple things. I was just looking at Google, and if you go to Google, and let's say you're interested in creating a video about a keyword, and Carla mentioned long tail keywords, which are very favorable and a lot less trouble to get onto the first page of Google. Okay, so let's say, for example, if your keyword was home-based business, that's a short keyword. Extremely competitive. You can go to Google and type home-based business, for example, millions, okay, millions of things that would come up there. You could go and type into Google home-based business, and you know, like Carla mentioned, a date or a location. Think about Google for a second. Google runs calendars. Google runs maps, right? Maps.google.com. So Google's interested in times and locations, right? Google's job is to deliver the most relevant information to their customers, to the person who's going to browse Google to find some information. They want to be number one and not have Yahoo or Bing overtake them in terms of like search engine preference. Okay, so that's their job. What happens when they're number one? They sell more advertising, right? So Google's in business to make money. Here's the trick. Long tail keywords are much less competitive. Now, if you went to type into Google home-based business in Denver, Colorado for 2014, just as an arbitrary example, you're going to find a bunch of results based on different combinations of that long keyword. If you put that keyword or that phrase in quotes, you're going to find much less results, okay? If you actually put it in quotes and then you search Google, the whole long tail keyword quoted, you're going to find like almost nothing, almost no competition whatsoever. Okay, so when you get into courses like Carla and Elena mentioned the 15K formula, which is one of our courses here, it gets more in depth on how to do SEO for video or blog posts or whatever. But Carla brought up another great point, is that she's putting written content. Okay, we're talking about SEO for video, written content, which may be the same text that appears on her blog where she's got the video embedded. Now, I don't think she's done all that yet here with this. It just looks like she syndicated through Daily Motion or whatever, which seems to be getting a lot of pull on the search engines. But it's the same text. You write it once, and it's your description in Yahoo. It's your description or in YouTube rather, in Google Plus, on your blog, right? What do I write? Well, it's basically a keyword-rich transcript. Doesn't have to be a full transcript, but essentially saying what you said in the video, just so that all the search engines know what the hell is this video about, because they don't know, right? It's a video. That's what you want to do. And she mentioned something. I just want to point this out, one more thing as a reminder. The file name before the video is uploaded to YouTube or Facebook or whatever, the file name is the keywords as well. You don't upload it and then name it. You name it and then you upload it. And then the title and the description and the tags have that keyword in too. So file name, title, tags, description, all have the keyword in it. Does it make sense?
I forgot one other thing I wanted to add there, John. Thank you so much, and I'll hand it back to you. But a couple of things. First of all, don't do home-based business. Don't do work from home. Never do a one-word keyword unless it's you have a weird first name like hashtag or something like that. Don't do that. And also, don't put the company, if there's people that come on here that are learning marketing and they're affiliated with other companies, don't put your company name as if you're whatever company you're affiliated with, including ours, don't put that as a part of your keyword. It's just, it'll kill you. The search engines don't like it, period, the end. So, and the other last thing I've forgotten, I'm sorry, John, I'll hand it right back to you. Your videos should never be less than 30 seconds. Google won't, YouTube won't recognize it. For some reason, I think they think it's an advertisement. That's just my hypothesis. And if you go longer than 5 minutes, in my opinion, you better be good on video, right? That's all, right? And so if you're like anybody that's a newbie, including myself, I like to keep my videos like 2-3 minutes at the most. As a matter of fact, I think my I Hate Prospecting video is 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. Back to you.
Awesome. So those are some great tips. And Carla mentioned she's using an iPhone to record this stuff. People ask me a lot of times, getting into the production side of it, what's the best camera to use? And the answer is the one that you have available, the one that's on your person. So typically for people, that's going to be a smartphone. Back to content real quick. Elena talked about also keeping them short. She talked about grabbing people's attention and giving some call to action at the end, but preparing people to stick around for the whole video to get the bonus, to get the goodies, the call to action, whatever that is. Couple ideas on that. Okay, obviously your topic must match up with the keywords that you're doing, and I wouldn't suggest faking it in terms of like, well, I'm just going to force myself to do a video on, kittens in pink tutus or something, because that's the hot keyword right now. Unless you've got something maybe positive, maybe negative, but unless you've got something passionate to say about kittens and tutus, don't even go there. Okay? Now, a great way to break state and to capture the attention of the viewer is to start with a question. Okay? Something I learned long ago in sales training is that whoever's asking questions is in control. Okay? Now, in this case, it's not a dialogue, although the viewer will receive it as you're talking to them, you're asking them a question, it'll give them an idea. Now they're in the conversation mentally. Okay, so that's something you can do. And I haven't seen Carla's video on I Hate Prospecting, but who knows? Maybe she started with, hey, do you hate prospect? I hate prospecting. So something like that. The other thing you could do is something shocking, something curious, right? And something that I did right at the beginning of this webinar that we're doing right now. I gave you 3 things. Tonight we're going to cover 3 things, right? You remember what they are? We're going to talk about content. We're going to talk about optimization, and we're going to talk about production to help you get leads with your videos and get those leads for free, right? For whatever kind of business. I gave you 3 things, solid, something we can grab and take and hold and say, oh, I'm going to get these 3 things. Nobody's leaving the video until they got the 3 things. If the 3 things are of interest to them, right? So just consider that. Now, good news is we keep these brief, and I will get into production here in just a minute. It's going to be very, very simple stuff, okay? But good news is we keep these videos brief. I know a lot of people are concerned, like Don was talking about in the beginning, concerned about being confident on video, right? Don was talking about confidence. Here's a 2-word phrase that will help you greatly for your entire career. Certainty sells, okay? Certainty sells. People buy certainty. People are looking for confidence and competence, right? You think about people who make their living by investing in stocks and things like this. People buy stocks that they feel that the company is being run competently. In other words, this company is going to go make money with my investment here, and my investment will increase. I will have profit, right? Because they're competent. They know how to make the widgets. Okay, all right, I'll buy the widget stock. Okay, if they don't know nothing about making widgets, or they're not sure, or they're trying to figure out, which way is up, they're not buying the stock. People buy competence, and that shows up in your confidence when you communicate about your product or service, your idea that you're transferring to this other person. Keep in mind, all this is communication via technology. So, one more note on content. Talk to your ideal viewer. Okay, don't try to be all things to all people. Don't be vanilla. You'll just be ignored. Okay, talk to the camera lens, right? See, I'm talking to you right now. You just happen to look like a little dot on the top of my MacBook Pro, okay? But I'm talking to you and only you, okay? I'm not talking to an ambiguous, group of who knows where and all that sort of thing. There's nothing vague about who I'm talking to in this video. That being said, we've got content. We've got optimization so people can find your stuff. We've got horizontal videos, not vertical videos. Here's the thing. You just heard from Don and Elena and Carla. You were able to see them pretty clearly because they've got light in their environment, okay, and you were able to hear them pretty good because they're pretty close to their microphones, right? Now there's better and worse ways to record video, but I'm just going to give you a couple of tips right now. If you take them just as concepts, this will help you in all your video creation forever, period. When we're making videos, we're working with two types of media, or two observable phenomena, okay? Number one is light. Number two is air, okay? Light and air. So light has to do with the visual image. You'll notice right now that I'm in a well-lit room with a diffused light. There's no window behind me, okay, which would be called backlight, and now you're just seeing a silhouette of me. You can barely make out my face. Did you notice when Elena was speaking before, her face looked very well illuminated, okay, even though her room was not. She was in a very darkly lit room, okay, and I'm sure we'll have Elena talk again. You could see, you could observe, but you got to see her face very nicely because it was evenly lit, okay, and she didn't have like this light blaring from behind her hitting the camera lens. Okay, biggest mistake I see people do in terms of their management of light is they're standing in front of a window or some other object that's behind them that is much brighter than they are. And it's hard to see the person's face. I can't see the details of what I want to see here. I can't see their facial expressions. Most of communication is not the words. It's the physiology. So you want that to come out, and light is your friend. Front light, not backlight. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And sometimes if you're doing a live action shot, and you're and I do this a lot, by the way. I'm walking my dog down the street. I'm talking into my iPhone, and maybe the sun is setting over there. The light isn't that good, and it makes a lot of shadows on my face. Well, that could be part of the effect. But you don't want to do a talking head video, like basically is what you're watching right now. I'm a talking head. Okay, you don't want to do that where the whole time is this light that's just killing the viewer. Okay, so keep that in mind. Backlight bad, front light good. So that's the light issue. The second thing is air. Air. Right now you're hearing sound. What is sound? It's vibrations in the air. If we were in outer space and I was talking to you right now, you'd hear nothing because there's no air to vibrate the sound. So what is the biggest thing to remember in terms of producing a video that sounds good, that people can hear you well, which right now you're hearing me not even so well because I'm fairly distant from the microphone. I'm sitting back a little bit, right? It would sound a lot better if I did one of these, or if I pulled my condenser mic down and we started using something like this, right? This is what I do when I do professional videos. But the whole idea here is that you want to have a good transfer of sound to the viewer, in this case the listener as well. People leave videos when they can't understand the words. The sound is bad. You got a lot of background noise. Like right now, I've got an air conditioning running, et cetera, et cetera. The biggest enemy of good sound, and I know this from being in production for a while, the biggest enemy is distance. Okay, the more air you have between the source of the sound event and the receiver, the transducer, the microphone in this case, where we're going to be accepting that sound and receiving it, the more distance, the more air you have, the worse the fidelity. Okay, we want to hear good, true sound of the sound event or the musical event, right? Like when people record instruments, right? They have the microphone right there, right at the instrument, sometimes inside the instrument. We want no distance between the event and the capture of the event. Okay, that's how you get good sound. Now, those two things, if you just take those two things, they will serve you for a long, long time. I've got right here something I use, and I'm not an affiliate of this company. They're out of Australia, a company called Rode. They make a product. If you're a smartphone user, you'll love this, okay? Because sometimes you're outside and you got the light okay, but then you're shooting a video with the iPhone and it sounds awful. You go and you hear it and it's like, oh, I got all this noise happening in the background. There's a jackhammer, there's birds chirping, there's wind, right? So here's a thing called a smart lav. It's a lavalier microphone. Again, we're collapsing the distance between the source of the sound event and the receiver of the sound event. Lavalier microphone you wear right on your shirt. Okay, I happen to have a little fuzzy, what's called a micro cat. Okay, this is a wind killer right here because I film a lot outside. Wind hits the mic and it makes these awesome noises, just boom, 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 awful, awful sounds. Okay, so I want to kill the wind. You can find this stuff online. This is called a smart lav, and Rode is the only company that makes one. Audio-Technica just got into the game with an adapter, but it's not as good. So if you want to have good sound while using the phone that's in your pocket, or in this case the camera that's in your pocket, grab one of these little lavalier microphones, and now you've got less distance between your mouth and the microphone. Rather than holding your phone out here and you're getting the whole room or the whole environment. You don't want the environment. You want the source that you want your viewer to hear. So that's it on production. I don't want to give anybody a brain hernia here today. We could talk for a week about sound, and not just sound. Optics. You want to get into some crazy stuff. I know our other friend who just joined us on the webinar here, live from somewhere in the middle of the Caribbean. I know he knows more about cameras and optics than I do. I'm a sound guy. He's more of a photograph and video guy. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to him, assuming he's got a decent internet connection out there in the middle of the ocean. Tony Rush, are you with us, sir?
I am here. I don't know. I've actually got my bandwidth turned all the way down, so I can't see your beautiful faces, but I can hear you pretty well, so I hope you guys can hear me okay.
We can hear you. We don't see a camera, but that's obviously because of your bandwidth. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Well, I won't keep. I couldn't stand being away from the Extreme team. We've been. This is what, honey, day 4. So we just finished up 4 days. We've got 4 more days. And I'm kind of jonesing for some business. It's been interesting to take a break and be this disconnected from things, but I suppose I probably needed a bit of a break too. But man, it's been so good to hear this call. I've got half a page of notes here. I've got long tail keywords and a lot into that, and then I've got no videos under 30 seconds. Certainty sales. Whoever's asking questions is in control. Talk to your ideal prospect. We got light. We got air. I'm so sorry I missed Elena. We just got back to the room after a wonderful dinner, and I realized that you guys had already been rolling for about a half hour. I don't have a whole lot to contribute on the actual topic of the evening, so I won't attempt to try to squeeze in a relevant conversation. You guys are on a train that's already going 100 miles an hour. I will just say, as I'm sitting here listening, as a sort of as a team member, what a pleasure it is to actually be on a team where this kind of training occurs. This is not my first rodeo. I've been in the home business industry. I think the first time I ever signed up in a home business was 1992. So I'm 22 years in the industry now, and in nearly every other company that I've ever been in, one of the common things that I would look at my wife and say was, I just wish I could get around somebody who was getting great results, and they would just tell me what to do. And I remember going to bed so many nights genuinely frustrated, wondering, am I cut out for it? Do I have what it takes? Why is it so hard just to get somebody to tell me the ABC 1, 2, 3, you know? And one of the beautiful things about Empower Network, and especially the Extreme team, and working with you guys, I'm sitting here tonight thinking, man, I would have given anything 20 years ago to have had the opportunity to work with you guys. You guys doing exactly what I wanted. Here's people who are making tens of thousands of dollars a week and willing to invest time for free. No cost for the training, no cost for the Extreme team training that people get after they join. No cost, just public information. Hey guys, here's the topics. Here's how to outline your communication. Here's what's important. Here's what's not important. And so I'm kind of sitting here tonight in a little bit of a state of gratitude, not just for my lifestyle because of this business, and the fact that we can just, take off for 8 days and, have an incredible vacation. But sitting here listening to you guys just makes me grateful again for the environment that we get to work in every day here on the Extreme Team. So thank you guys. I'm reminded tonight again how good we've got it, and I salute you guys. My hat's off to you. Thank you guys for leading the charge too while I'm gone. I know you guys are hosting calls every morning and doing webinars, and I'm looking forward to being back in the swing of things next week. But it's also a great comfort to know that my team is in good hands. The folks who are working directly with me are getting fantastic service this week through you guys. So I appreciate you, and I'll turn the call. I don't know who I'm turning the call over to. John, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Elena, Don, Carla, John, thank you guys. You guys are great. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Tony. Hey, where in the world are you, by the way? Where's your boat?
We are docked at Curacao, which is not too far from South America. We'll be here for probably another hour or two, and then we're going to Aruba. And we'll have the day there tomorrow, going to do some snorkeling at a shipwreck, and then we have 2 full sailing days back to Miami. I get back to Miami on Sunday, and I will be back in my own bed Sunday night.
Wow, what a trip. Awesome stuff. Be sure to check out the city of Oranjestad when you're down in Aruba. Really cool stuff, and some good restaurants there as well. I know you love food, so you'll dig Oranjestad. All right, so let's go back around the panel. I think I've covered all that I want to cover in terms of production. Again, nobody needs to get too crazy with this stuff. The bottom line is the content. The bottom line is the message and getting that message to your ideal viewer. So, Don, Elena, Carla, if you'd like to put any closing comments, and I'll check for questions on our chat room.
Something really quick I would like to say is the first 48 hours of your videos are super important. If you can give it a little boost to your videos, that boost is going to stay for life. It's going to actually help you with Google big time. So remember before that Carla was telling you that, hey, take your video, put it in the different platforms, right? And well, take your YouTube video and put it inside your blog. If you have your blog with Empower Network, if you don't, well, click the button below, right, the button below this video. But put it in the platform. And then why? Because you already have an audience that is going to go to your videos regardless, even before people in YouTube start watching, right? So you have clicks there, people watching the videos. On top of that, you're going to put it with the badass button. You're going to put it on Facebook. You're going to put it on Twitter, on different platforms. So that little boost is going to really help, with your rankings with Google. And as you heard, Carla, in one day, right, you were on top of the search engines. And I saw how many results. It was like 1 million, 2 million, I don't remember, but it was a lot of results. And you were right there at the top. And so that's one thing I wanted to say. And the other thing is, since you have your YouTube, where you put your keywords, on the right-hand side, you already have your social media sites. So just go right ahead and syndicate it in your social media by just putting the check marks there. And there is a little space where you can write something for your Google+. Okay, same place where you put your keywords on the right-hand side. So what you want to do is you want to post something small, just like you do in Twitter. And you put, like, for example, Carla Silver on I hate prospecting, blah, 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 blah. And you linked your name with your keyword right there on your post. And what happens is that goes all over the place. It is like somebody's already commenting in your video. It is actually yourself. So it really helps. So that's that. I love this call. I love, I'm getting the lavalier. I have one complicated one that is always running out of batteries. So I'm going to get that. Thank you very much, John. And this was a really good call. I think this is perfect for people who really want to get started with videos and see how easy it is. Just content, title, description, meta tags, syndicate, that's it. 15 minutes, you're done. Okay? Go make money. So I don't know. I'm going to give it back to Carla, I guess.
Gosh, you know what? I didn't even notice those. If you go back, if you're on your, well, here, I'll just, real quick, I'll just screen share because this is how I learn something every day. So check this out, guys. Remember I was on my, writing my title and my description and my tags? Well, gee, I missed these things way over here. They show, like, I can write my Google Plus, Facebook, and tweet. I don't even have to go. I made it even harder on myself. So thank you so much for that, Elena. That was flippin' awesome. Makes it a lot easier for me. And I just will reiterate this, guys. This is so brain dead, right? If you can just turn out content, you can get a bunch of things done, and then that generate leads over and over and over again. I see why people have been so excited about video for so long. I've been probably making it hard on myself. So I'm super stoked for this way of generating leads for my business and for the entire Extreme team. This is great because everybody's always going to be looking for ways to economize, right? Even if you're making $1 gazillion, you're looking for ways to spend less on your advertising always. John, you can wrap up, or Don?
Okay, I will. The point that I want to remind everyone is, like everything else in life and in business and yada, 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 it's as easy as you want it to be. So make sure you want it to be easy and not difficult. And with that, unless there are last words, last thoughts, last anything else, be brilliant, go and make a great night, dial in, wake up to Success Call in the morning, you'll hear me. Night, everybody.
Thanks, Don.
Bye,
I'm just going to check real quick for any other questions that we have before we wrap up. And looks like we're all good. Okay, everybody, thanks again for being here. Thank you, Don, Elena, and Carla. We'll see everybody next time. And look, you got some value out of here. Leave a comment. Let us know in the chat roll. And if you're a guest and you'd like to be something of a higher level, of more than a guest, next week hit the yellow button and participate with Elena, Don, Carla, myself, or whoever invited you here tonight. We'd love to show you how you can monetize all this knowledge that we're dispensing here. We'll see everybody soon.
Bye, guys.